Life Unrehearsed, brought to you by Lianas Senior Transition Support, helping you navigate home care and senior residences.
And welcome back to Life Unrehearsed. Matt Delvecchio here. Approximately 750,000 Canadians are living with Alzheimer's disease or another form of dementia. And by 2030, it's about 6 years from now, nearly 1 million people in Canada could live with dementia, which is a 51% increase from the numbers of 2020. Well, I'm glad there are several organizations supporting individuals with Alzheimer's and other dementia-related diseases, including the Alzheimer's Society of Montreal. And I'm grateful to have in studio with me Anouk Coxon, who's the chair of the board of the Alzheimer's Society of Montreal. Anouk, welcome to Life Unrehearsed.
Thank you for having me, Matt.
Well, thank you. Such a great cause. I certainly see it in my world a lot. And let's get right into it. I know you're not only helping people with the disease, but a lot of your services are related to caregivers. So what are some of the challenges faced by caregivers who have a loved one with dementia, like Alzheimer's?
Gosh, I can relate to this. It's something that touched my family. And the first word that comes to mind is the unknown and feeling overwhelmed. And I think from that, feelings of guilt and loneliness set in, and you're starting to feel emotionally overloaded. And that can then come into what I would call becoming mental health, a potential problem. And I think all of that is because there's just this lack of understanding of the disease and its progression and the best practices towards Alzheimer. And sometimes, unfortunately, some people may also be in a precarious economic status, and there's just difficulty to accessibility of care and quality care out there for those people.
You bring up so many important points because as caregivers, and we've talked a lot about this on Life Unrehearsed, no one chose to be a caregiver. You're kind of thrown in that role, and there's not this magic education or school of caregivers, and you're flying by the seat of your pants and in survival mode many times, and self-care is so important, like you're talking about, and it could affect you financially as well, particularly if you have to take off work and so on. So many issues related to caregivers, and this is why the services provided by the Alzheimer's Society of Montreal are so important. So can you give an example of some of the support out there for caregivers?
Yeah, that's a great question, Matt. So we offer so many different types of supports. So I'm going to try to break it down into 5 parts. The first part being our clinical services. This is where we're doing intake and referrals, and we're offering psychological support for the caregivers and the people living with the neurocognitive disorder, NCD. We also have counseling network. We're also offering respite and stimulation at home and in our activities center. We also have group and activities. So we have support groups on a monthly and weekly basis. We have what we call the Café Alzheimer. Café Alzheimer is great because think of it like meeting with other caregivers, and you're able to discuss your journey and kind of create also a network, a support group, but also receive key information to help you. We are also with the Sharing Room in partnership with McGill's Dementia Education Program. The other thing are all these great activities that we offer, from laughter, yoga, relaxation yoga. We have art therapy. We have creative dance in conjunction with Les Grands Ballets Canadiens. And we have art links at the Montreal Museum of Fine Arts. The last thing we do, which I think is a big part, is the educational services. So we're not only training healthcare professionals, but caregivers and just population at large that wants information. And we're also doing that through public lectures.
A lot of lectures indeed. Listening to Life Unrehearsed, Matt Delvecchio here, and I'm talking with Anouk Coxon. She's the chair of the board of the Alzheimer's Society of Montreal. I'm so glad you brought up the McGill Dementia Education Program. Claire Webster's been on the show several times.
She's amazing.
She's just amazing and really taking from the caregiver perspective, so many educational programs, and I'm glad that you mentioned that. Another great person is your executive director, Jean Day. She is doing an outstanding job.
She has.
You
She
mentioned, I had
is.
no idea, but you're talking how many full-time, part-time employees?
We have close to 65
Amazing.
full-time
Wow.
and part-time employees.
Just incredible. So you mentioned so many services. We can't focus on all of them.
There's
but
so many.
I know. I do want to talk about what I found really interesting is this respite solutions. We talked about self-care for caregivers. Tell me a little bit more about respite solutions.
Yeah, so respite and stimulation, what it is respite is for the caregiver. Stimulation is a person-centered approach to the care for the person living with the NCD, and it's through stimulating therapeutic activities. We offer this service at home, so we will come to your home. We also offer it on Saturday in our activity center. And I have to give a shout out to the team at the Alzheimer Society because in the last year we've opened up at our head office on Notre Dame West, Notre Dame East. Yeah, East. Notre Dame West.
It is West, yes.
It is West. This amazing activities center, state of the art. And people are going to ask, well, how do I get this service? There is something called Programme Référence Aidance Québec. What that is a healthcare professional will refer you to the society. And what's important for me to mention is you will go through an assessment because not everybody can do the service. Right. It's, do you have an interest? And also, is the person with the NCD, are they too advanced in the disease where they can't have the service provided?
You know, Anouk, we're running out of time quickly. However, we have to talk about the upcoming Radiothon. Boy, this is a big deal, a huge fundraiser for the Alzheimer Society of Montreal. It's coming up on February 11th and 12th. We're talking, no, is it what days are we talking about? This Tuesday and Wednesday?
No, it's tomorrow,
oh,
the 12th.
It is tomorrow. Okay.
So it's not East-West and it's not Tuesday, Wednesday. It's Monday, Tuesday.
All right, there we go. But it's tomorrow. It starts tomorrow. Tell us a little bit about it.
Oh my gosh. So we are encouraging Montrealers to donate. What's important for me to say is that the Alzheimer Society of Montreal, we are based on donations and grants from the government. So we are doing this to really raise public awareness. Our volunteers will be present at the Montreal Metro stations, and we're going to have tip-tap terminals. It is a completely safe and simple way to donate money. You can tap $2, $5, $10.
With your phone, just
with your credit card.
Oh,
you
credit
can
card.
tap,
Okay, you're
or
tapping
if
your credit card.
or if you have your phone and your credit card is on your phone, you can tap
Apple
away.
Pay, for example, yeah.
Okay, so you can call tomorrow, make a donation at 514-846-3535, or visit us at alzheimermontreal.ca. And Matt, I have to give a shout out to CJD 800 and the other radio stations that are helping us with this Radiothon. This is amazing.
Well, fantastic. Let's get that number out one more time.
It's 514-846-3535.
Radiothon running tomorrow and Tuesday, all in support of the Alzheimer's Society of Montreal. Anouk, thank you very much for coming into the studio here.
Thank you, Matt, for having us.
All right. That's Anouk Coxon, chair of the board of the Alzheimer's Society of Montreal. All right. You know what? Final toll tally looks like 49ers, according to our listeners, are going to pull it out. So good luck to both teams. Next week on Life Unrehearsed, the founder of the Brain Tumor Foundation of Canada tells his really inspiring story. You're going to want to hear that. And I'm going to be talking with a geriatrician who advocates for the needs of older adults. And I'm also going to be bringing in the folks from Summit Cafe, an incredible initiative that allows autistic and special needs adults that have graduated from the Summit School's education program to gain experience in customer service. Thank you for tuning in to Life Unrehearsed. And as a reminder, for all your inquiries or assistance with life transitions, elder care planning, and the senior living industry, it'd be my pleasure to help. You can find out more if you look up Lianas Senior Transition Support. That's Lianas, Lianas, Senior Transition Support. Many thanks to Dimitra Kritsi-Dimas and Dario De Felice helping me out to put on the show. And you can listen to Life Unrehearsed here on CJD 800 every Sunday at 4 p.m.